All right, welcome back. The show indeed is City Countdown, and you are just in time to join me speak to my esteemed guest right here on the Spotlight segment. I'm so excited to talk to this gentleman because I've been following him for time, right? Since the days of Friends with the Sun, 2017. 5 years on, he's back with a brand new one. Listen, I would want to do the honors myself, but he's here, so I'll let him talk. Get to know him because he has arguably the best album in the country right now. You can't skip a song on that album. You probably heard Everybody Wanna Be Like Me. I'm sure you're wondering who is this gentleman. BRYAN the Mensaah is in the building. What's up, my brother?
Bro, I'm great.
Road to Hastafari. The bus has stopped here at City FM, City TV. I'm so excited to be talking to you. What's good, man? What's good?
Same, bro. I mean, the love has been amazing. Thanks for having me here, bro.
Charlie, 5 years after your first album. 5 years?
After my first EP.
EP, yeah. Right? That's the Friends with the Sun. And you've released a number of EPs, done a number of songs, projects. People don't even know you've done international projects, global projects for that matter.
Yeah.
And you are getting so much love with Road to Hastafari. What do you think has gone well?
Well, I think we gave the project time. And so the time translated into the work ethic, the effort, the direction, the planning that went into the tape. And I'm just glad that people are seeing every aspect of that and they're appreciating it for what it was.
I mean, when I looked at some of the tweets you posted some time ago, it looked as though the project was supposed to have released earlier.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it got delayed. What was the reason?
Well, we had partners for this album, and you know the conversations were taking a bit longer than we expected. We had initially planned to drop the album in August.
Okay, August of this year.
Yeah, August this year.
Right.
Yeah, the plan for the album was to be dropped this year. Whichever way we're going to drop it, whichever time we're going to drop it, had to be within this year. Yeah, so we first decided to drop it in August, but then, you know, certain things delayed, and so we pushed it all the way to November. And
for some reason it worked.
Yeah.
Or it's working.
It's working.
Is that the expectation you more or less envisaged from what you're seeing right now? Did you think that the reception that's getting now is exactly what you guys or the team envisaged it to be, or you think it's more than that?
I think it's exactly what we were expecting, because we put a lot of work into this. We put a lot of time into this. I can't even lie. Yeah.
Many people don't know you are also a producer.
Yeah.
You are in charge, or you are part of the creative control of your work. Talk to me about this album. How much of the production were you involved in this? Okay,
so for this album, there were only 2 producers.
Right.
Involved in this album, myself and another producer called Okine Wave.
Okay.
Coincidentally, we ended up producing half of the album. So basically I produced half and he also produced the other half.
Wow.
Yeah, but then it wasn't even planned like that. We were just making music, because initially the way we selected songs for the album was songs that were able to connect well with each other when you play it together, right? So it was just a coincidence that, you know, it ended up being an equal amount
of contribution.
Yeah.
I see. So now you have this album's about 15 songs?
12 songs.
12 songs. Yeah. All right. And is that the full thing we are enjoying, or you had to take some out?
Yeah, we had to take some out.
Wow.
We had to take some out.
So ideally, how many songs were looking to make the album and unfortunately had to be cut out of it?
Well, the plan for the album was 12 songs.
12 songs, okay.
But then there were so many other songs that were made and intended to be on the album.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is there a song that got cut out that you personally liked and they couldn't make it?
I feel like the reason it was cut out was very logical, because we're following a certain sound, a certain sonic appeal for this album, and those songs didn't exactly fit in that wave.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned sonic style, because that's what I was going to talk to about. I mean, you're known to do alter music, right? And your alter music is somewhat, alter in itself. Alter music, alter. Like alternative music. You get me? And having listened to some of your projects in the past, one would think that, oh, Ghanaians are not ready for this sound. Ghanaians are not too ready for this sound, because if anybody had listened to Friends with the Sun, they should know who you are, and some of the things you've done with 2020 and stuff like that. Did you guys have to, were you forced to change the sound, or you still wanted to stay true to who BRYAN the Mensaah is?
I think, we wanted to stay true to who BRYAN the Mensaah is and was. I think when it comes to my sound, the structure of the sound hasn't really changed. It's just a matter of how much it has matured. It's like the structure of the music is the same, but then the content is much richer, more relatable, more marketable, should I put it that way? So I think it's just about the growth.
So when you say road to Hastafari, what are we talking about? Okay,
so Hastafari is an imaginary place that I just made up.
Like Wakanda?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't really exist, but then it signifies a happy place, a place where everything I do works in my favor, or everything around me works in my favor. That's what Hastafari means to me. But I mean, everybody listening to the album and relating to it in their own special way can create their own Hastafari, which, is perfect for them. But for me, Hastafari is my happy place where everything works in my favor.
So when you say road to Hastafari, you are more or less saying that you're on the way to that happy place, and people could come along.
Exactly.
And that is what contributed to the artwork of the project.
Yeah. With the whole bus.
We don't see the front of the bus. We see the back of the bus.
Yeah. You actually see, that's the funny thing, because people actually confuse the back artwork where the track list was with the front artwork, because there is the front artwork which shows the front of the bus.
Right.
And me in the bus, and the bus is moving. And then there's the back artwork which shows the back of the bus with the track list.
Was this intentional to have the front, the moving bus, and the back bus? Because we can only pay attention to, I mean, unless of course maybe you won't do for research purposes, but we can only pay attention to, because as I'm talking to you, anytime I talk about road to Hastafari, I'm seeing the back of the bus.
The back of the bus.
Maybe I like to sit at the back of the bus when we go for excursions, but that's what I see.
I guess it just happened. It wasn't really something that was intended from our side.
Let's talk about some of the songs on the album. My favorite one definitely is What Everybody Talks About with you and TT. How did that happen? You and TT working together? Until I See You. That's it, right?
Yeah. I think that song in itself was an amazing song. And when I was writing it, so basically the song talks about a couple that miss each other because their schedules don't meet. So it's like, let's say I'm an artist and she's a corporate person. So my work starts when her day ends, and her work starts when my day ends. So it's kind of like nobody is at home at the same time. Yeah, so in the verse, I talked about my perspective of how, I am seeing everything, like how it is affecting me. So when I was writing that, I just knew that in the second verse, I needed to get the female's perspective, because the whole story is a two-sided, concept. So I just needed a female perspective, and TT really came through.
So she wrote that part herself?
We actually wrote it together. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You be deep.
Thank you.
You're very deep. Okay, now let's talk about Giraffe. Giraffe's my favorite song.
Oh, okay.
Because if you remember, I tweeted about the fact that I listened to Giraffe and I got lost in the trance. It took me back to Tiny's Ringtone remix.
Yeah, I didn't get that tweet, honestly.
Okay, so if you listen to Tiny Ringtone's remix very well, and you listen to the same chord progression in your song, in Giraffe, and you match it. If a DJ is watching, they can do that. You match it, just slow down the BPM a bit. You realize that your verse and what you did at the latter part fits.
Okay.
So when I say that it was the missing verse on the track and then you reincarnated yourself,
Okay.
it's as though if you were Bryan the Mensa, then you probably would have been on that remix.
On that song. Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying? But
Okay.
I want you to talk because the production in Giraffe is mind blowing. I don't know how many instruments were brought together and you decided to choose what should make what. But whatever it was, the cacophony of the instruments in there was mind blowing. And I know you're a producer, so I'm not sure. Did you produce that?
No, Okine Wave produced that song.
Crazy production.
Yeah, Okine is an amazing.
Talk to me about that process, the song, like everything about that particular Giraffe, because it's my favorite. I'm being biased, I'm sorry, but
okay.
Go listen to the album and choose yours. But yeah, talk to me about Giraffe.
So Giraffe was produced by Okine Wave, first of all. He had produced it before we actually linked up in the studio to record it. So the thing about Okine Wave is he's always working, and he can like randomly send you like 5 beats or 15 beats, choose one or choose 3 or choose 5, do whatever you want. But at the end of the day, let him know which ones you're working with, right? And so that you can, link with him in the studio and then work on it further. So I had already started writing to Giraffe, and we linked up in the studio. It was actually a yacht studio.
Kirani?
Yeah, Kirani Ayat, yeah.
Okay.
We linked up in Ayat studio, and we adjusted a bit more, but the bulk of the instrumentation, as you say, was pretty much already done.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty much.
So this is like
done.
How many months or years in making that particular production you talk about?
I should say a couple of months, because from the time we went to the studio, it has just been, my vocals have just been the new addition to the song. Yeah, nothing really changed about the beat since the time we started.
So what's your creative process like then? Like you're thinking about all these things at a go, and it never stops. Like it's a constant. It's like a pipe. It's like you open it, and there's a constant flow. You don't seem to have the same flow for all the songs you do. There's an appeal you have. There's an approach you have. I'm just sitting here thinking, how are you thinking about all these things? Because I heard a song you did for Elon, the what do you call it, the cryptocurrency thing you did for Elon Musk. And I'm like, okay, this is a Ghanaian boy doing a song like this. And even if it has told you, if nobody says that you are Ghanaian and they listen to your record, they think that you're probably part of the guys in the States. I don't know if you get that a lot.
Yeah, I get that.
Is it intentional? Is it a way of getting an intentional appeal or something?
I think it's just how I've grown within music, because most of my influences are foreign.
Okay,
and so
which of them?
I listen to a lot of Post Malone. I listen to a lot of Drake. I listen to a lot of rap. Actually, I don't think currently I have a favorite rapper right now, but yeah, I have a lot of foreign rap influences, pop influences as well. Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about life growing up.
Okay.
What was it like for you? Anytime I hear your records, I tend to feel maybe, and you've said it yourself, a DB lifestyle, you didn't really struggle, you didn't really hustle, stuff like that. So who is this DB guy trying to come into the world of music and act streets and stuff like that? What is the story of Bryan the Mensa?
Well, honestly, I would say, I'll admit, fine, maybe I'm DB, as some people may describe. But I don't think that took anything away from
the hustle.
My hustle, my journey as an artist, the challenges that I went through. I feel like they cut across every artist. Every artist you would find, trying to find their way in the industry and all of that. I don't think my background did much to alter what I experienced. Yeah. So me personally, I've always been, a big fan of music. I've always been a big music lover. I started writing music at a very, very young age. I had an uncle who was a radio DJ. And so he had instrumentals of all the popular songs at the time. Rihanna's Take Your Bow.
Wow.
Chameleones, Riding Dirty.
Wow.
Make It Rain.
Was he a known radio DJ at the time? Or he was just...
I don't know, because I was very young, so I don't really know how
he was. Right,
exactly.
Right, because those songs were pretty old.
Yeah. So he used to play the instrumentals all the time around the house. So I'll just go to his room, and then I'll be listening, and then I'll start writing, to those beats.
How old were you then?
I think that was like 2007. I've forgotten how old I was then. But yeah, I know that was like 2007,
Wow.
2006, 2007.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're not writing lyrics of the songs. You're not writing lyrics to the beats of the original songs. You're writing your own lyrics.
Yeah,
at
I
the
was
time.
writing my own lyrics.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, to the beats of the popular
songs.
And then I started writing my own songs. And so I started downloading beats from the internet that haven't been used, and then started seeing how I could record it. I used to record on my phone and all of that. And then I started realizing that some of these beats weren't really doing justice to the songs that I've written in my head. And so I started learning how to produce as well.
So you're a self-taught producer?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where did you learn that? Did you understudy someone?
Basically from the internet. I feel like I learned like 85% of what I know about production from the internet.
So that's crazy, because how then did you come to the point of realization that this is BRYAN the Mensaah sound? Like, this is a signature sound of BRYAN the Mensaah. How do you know that this is a finished product? Because if you're self-taught, then you are actually on the road of discovery, right? So how did you get to that point? Because you've done from 2017 to 2021, at least you have 5 projects to your credit, right?
Yeah.
So how did you get to that point of completion that, okay, this is my sound? And like, this is the only way I can build
I think the first time I realized what I want to sound like, or what I always want to sound like, was after I dropped Friends with the Sun.
The full project?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
After I dropped the first EP, there was a lot of conversation about how the production sounded, about how the sound was, the sonic appeal was. So I felt like, yo, if this is working and nobody else has this conversation going on around them, then this could be like a selling point for me. So I should definitely hold on to that and try and, mature it or make it better. Yeah.
Wow. So you dropped Friends with the Sun. You identified your sound. The next thing was to make it marketable.
Exactly.
Talk to me about the challenges that came with that. Because it's a new sound. And Ghanaians like kekpong, kekpa, you know what I mean? Like, not to say the song, like, they like those kind of sounds. And you found a sound that is indigenous.
Okay.
And the artist scene in Ghana hasn't really gotten the appeal yet. And you are coming into the fray, and you are coming with an alt sound. Talk to me about the challenges with that, coming with that.
Well, I think with me, people who are able to identify with the sound, identify with it very strongly. And people who have a hard time, have a very hard time. So it's like I'm on two ends of the extreme. When
like they're trying to get you, but they can't get you, but they like you. So how you
like
do
that.
Something
like that. But then the people who get it, they really get it. Yeah. And so I think I've just been paying attention to the positives most of the time. People who are really vibing with me and my music are the people that I kind of want to keep serving. And then coincidentally, it keeps bringing new people into that same circle. So I feel like I shouldn't really focus on people who are not getting it as at now, because the fact is, and the self-belief that I have in the music is that it is actually good. So as long as I have that out of the way, it's just a matter of time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of wisdom for those who are still bent on not changing your sound, because now people have had to switch. Because Ghanaians, there's this, understanding that you need to do commercial music.
Yeah.
But for you, your songs formally won't be termed as a commercial sound.
Yeah.
But it's gaining that appeal now. And I think big ups to yourself, big ups to the team, putting everything together and getting the right features on the song as well. So now that you've gotten to where you are now, what's next for you? Because you've had to go through 5 years of all sort of things, long suffering, patience, they cut your sound, they didn't let you finish performing. I mean, you really poured your heart, and for the first time, listen to an intro where it's just shots all over. Like, oh, yeah, Jenny, there, you get a shot, everybody gets a shot, because I was like, oh, intro, we're going to take our time and then, get into the, but no, right now, look, you need to go listen to the album, trust me, it's like a genuine proper, and in the country where we haven't really paid attention to creating an album, people think an album is just putting songs together, but you need to take the listeners on a journey. And I've always said, take it from me. If you're listening to this album, listen from the beginning to the end. After put it on shuffle, you'll be blown away. That's how good the arrangement of the album is, right?
Okay.
Now I want to know what's next for you, because you have stepped into a scene that is relatively impactful. We've seen what Amare is doing. You know, the Nigerians have claimed her already. I think we've learned our lesson.
Yeah.
So Ghanaians are going to be careful with
Amen.
you.
Amen.
Right, Ghanaians are and I'm saying this on record. Please be careful with him and support him.
Amen.
But what is for you to do now? Are you looking to do some media tours outside the country? What is your analytics telling you? Are you having people listening to your songs outside the country?
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, I think right now, especially with Be Like Me was crazy in the US. It was mad. The analytics we got from that song alone was crazy. So we are definitely looking at doing some media runs outside the country. But then for now, I feel like we've done a lot of online conversations. As in, we've dropped a lot of music, we've shared a lot of links, we've put out a lot of visual content. But I feel like right now it's time to interact.
So that's where your concept comes into play.
With the people, like personally with the people. So we are going to be doing a lot more shows, a lot more appearances, just giving people the opportunity to like interact with us more, so that, you know, they feel more connected,
more
to
organic
the brand.
with the connection.
Yeah, exactly.
I see that you also have a concert coming up.
Yeah, we have a concert coming up the 16th of
yes.
December. Yeah.
What should people expect from that? This is going to be your first headline concert.
Actually, we had one headline concert in 2018.
Okay.
That was for my second EP, Wildlife.
Okay.
And that also had a really
project.
massive turnout. But then I feel like with the attention this project is receiving, this concert is gonna be mad.
You've had the likes of Kojo Q and EL give you all sort of interesting plaudits. I was in the space where EL said that your weirdness when it comes to selecting the sound and how he has to leave you alone to do your thing. I think you guys work together on something as well. With people like Kojo Q and EO giving you this backing, right? What does that tell you? You know, because rarely do we see our predecessors giving way for new cats like you. But you have someone like EO and Kojo Q who are tried and tested in that field you are employed yourself in. I don't know if Sarkodie has reached out to you or any of these big acts have reached out to you, but how does that make you feel knowing that you're doing something right?
Well, it just makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing, because these are people that I grew up listening to. And like I said before, the people who identify and connect themselves with the sound connect very strongly. And I feel like that's basically what's happening to them right now. And I'm happy that it's people that I used to listen to, or people that I've been listening to for a while now, and people that I used to look up to, like really, really.
Are we going to be seeing international features?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, do you want to like give us a...
Nah, right now.
Oh, Charlie, we can do that
Right
too.
now, dude.
We can do that too, but tell me, Charlie. Anyways, guys, I'm speaking to the man, BRYAN the MENSAH. Yeah, Road to Hastafari is out. Go check it out. All social media, all streaming platforms. BRYAN, this is your camera. So what we do is, you want to let people, before I go on, why BRYAN the MENSAH?
Okay,
I wanted to ask you, thank you. I just remember why.
My actual name is BRYAN MENSAH.
Okay.
And in Akan, Mensa also means the third born.
Right.
And I happen to be the third born. Yeah, so it was...
If you be a Mensa, it is you.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, so it was very coincidental, but it just works. Yeah.
Wow. Because I thought maybe you were just trying to perhaps do a Tyler the Creator kind of thing.
Nah,
you know,
it's raw. It's natural like that.
So it's just there. That is. But your name is BRYAN MENSAH.
Yeah.
Okay, BRYAN, this is your camera. Let people know where to find you on all social media platforms. Your latest album is out. Let people know where they can get it to stream and support you. And then, which of your videos do you want us to play after this?
Problem No Dey Finish.
Problem No Dey Finish.
Yeah.
I swear to God. Let's go.
Okay, people, you can follow me at BRYAN the MENSAH, BRYANTHEMENSAH on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, everywhere. Subscribe, follow, share the music. We really appreciate all the support we've been getting so far. Thank you so much.